Hi, and welcome to a review of Stage 45, Catullus 85, which the Cambridge Latin course calls Catullus 6. And this is just a short poem, but it's a good one. Whoops. All right. So let's start off. Um, let's talk about the verb od. So the verb od, odissa, those are some funny looking principal parts, right? And that's because this verb is what we call a defective verb. It lacks a present system. So for its principal parts, we're being given this perfect form and then the perfect active infinitive. Plus, this verb, although these are perfect forms, we're going to translate them as present. We'll translate the pluperfect as a perfect or imperfect. All right, so Odie, I hate and I love. Perhaps you ask why I do this. Notice that this is a present subjunctive. Faciam is a present subjunctive because this is an indirect question. So I hate and I love. Perhaps you ask why I do this. I don't know, but I feel it happening. So this verb is feel, theory, Factus, another verb with funny principal parts. Theo really provides the passive for the verb facio in the present system. So theo means I am made, or I am done, or been, or become. Okay. So, and then it's got an active present system, except for this infinitive, which as you can see looks passive. Theory, to be made, to happen, to become, to be done. And then in the perfect, it's really just the same perfect passive we know from Faccio. All right, so back to our poem. But I feel it to happen, but I feel it happening, and I am tortured. This verb, that stem there, a crux, genitive crucus, is a cross. So ex crucior, I am tortured, I am crucified. Let's also talk briefly about the scansion of this poem. All right, so let's start. This, got the I and the E, so that drops out, that elides. And now this is short, short, long, long. Up, this long E drops out. And then we have the id. It scans as long because we have this D followed by this F. Faciam. Again, we have this M and the F. For ta serequiris. And this is an interesting line because if we wanted to find the main caesura, what we usually do with a line of hexameter is we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And indeed, there is a word break right there. So I don't love that as the main caesura though, because it breaks up that indirect question. It's not great. So let's look and see if we can find something better. So let's count again. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, look right there. That is a great caesura because you can see the modern editor put a period there because there's a strong break there. So let's see, we've gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, that brings us to the end of that indirect question. And so that's another great place for a main caesura. So I would say that even though there is this caesura there, I like these better. I think this is one of those lines that instead of falling into kind of halves, falls into thirds. I would call those the main caesura, the main word breaks that happen in the middle of a foot. Let's scan the second line as well. It's a little easier. Nescio said fieri. There we've had our 2.5 feet, and there's our caesura, and we'll start again. Senti, up that O goes away. Sentiet excrucior. That line of pentameter is very dactylic, lots of dactyls. All right, that's it. Hope that was helpful.